Welcome back once again to another episode of what we're calling Halton Hills Highlights. Our Loosey Goosey show, we bring you a little bit about what's going on in town and what's going on in our minds. and what we really think about things. No, I'm just kidding. We do talk about a lot of local stuff, and we're proud to bring it to you every week. To our new viewers, Russ and I work in the same bubble, so we are not wearing our protective equipment today, and we don't need
our protective equipment.
Yeah, our bubble wrap, so to speak. And yeah, we'd like to welcome any of our new viewers, and if you're coming back to view us again, thank you so much. We're brought to you today by a new place in Acton called The Spinning Grill, and it's a Mediterranean, authentic Mediterranean menu. They're at 519-853-2770. They're at 352 Queen Street. Now they're tucked in with the Beckers.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
They're tucked in there, so you kind of, like, I didn't even see that for a little while, and it was like, oh, I gotta check that out. It's nice to have something new in town, kind of like the Mary Brown's when it opened here. They say business there is doing very, very well. They actually ran out of takeout menus, so that was a...
So what do they have on the menu?
Shawarmas, all that kind of real Mediterranean type of stuff. Yeah, you know,
awesome.
Gyros and things like that.
Gyro.
Anybody who can make a good tzatziki sauce?
Not hard to say.
It's tzatziki sauce.
It's actually heels.
Yeah, true. 352 Queen Street, The Spinning Grill. You can check them out online at spinninggrill.ca. 519-853-2770. And yeah, go in and say hi to them. They are doing, takeout service as well. So
good for them.
Yeah, awesome.
And especially in these
times. Yeah, you're right. You nailed that right on the head there, my friend. How you been? Good?
Not too bad.
Nice shirt.
I start to feel like Harvey Kirk. Now, you're too young to remember Harvey Kirk.
I do remember Harvey Kirk. My dad was a news junkie.
Harvey Kirk was the guy on CTV News. He used to come on with Lloyd Robertson.
Yeah, when Lloyd was young.
Yeah, but I was looking at myself the other night. I'm going, oh my God,
Harvey
it must be my shoulders. Maybe I look like Harvey Kirk with my shoulders, my big shoulders. He was always.
But you got your autographed shirt.
You like that? Hey, all Canadian division, eh?
Take off, eh?
All right.
Poser.
Nothing better than watching Montreal and Calgary and Edmonton and Winnipeg all the time.
Yeah.
Bring it on.
Absolutely.
That's why I'm wearing this, because it's, not far away now, January. We're going to go back at it again, my son.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the Canadian division.
They keep talking about it.
And the autographs, of course.
Of course we got the autographs, yes.
We've got Walter Gretzky, who has never had anything to do with the Leafs, but he was, the father of the greatest hockey player of all time.
He actually does. He's part of the Maple Leaf organization because he does a lot of charity work and he does a lot of stuff like that.
He's an awesome guy.
I love Walter Gretzky
and
so
then
much.
Daryl Sittler, who scored 10 points that night because
he ate at Swiss Chalet.
You see the things that Lee and I know.
Being
in radio all these years, and then of course. Colton Ord.
Yes.
Bad Colton.
Did you see the mitts on him?
Yeah.
Remember that when he shook your hand?
Yeah.
His hands were huge.
He could get his hand around the basketball.
He just wailed.
He's a big Canadian kid.
Yeah. That was a lot of fun that weekend when the Rogers Hometown Hockey came to town.
It was.
We were so fortunate to meet a lot of great people and be a part of it.
Yeah.
Really, it was awesome. And again, like you say, getting autographs from Daryl Sittler. Really. Yeah.
Talking to Daryl.
Yeah.
I mean, just
hanging out with him was even great. He was such a nice guy behind the scenes, type of thing.
What can turn a 60-year-old man into a little kid? It's hockey. And it's magical, isn't it? Aren't you glad to be Canadian? By the way, move your logo over, buddy. You're getting on me again here. I got my he's central now.
He's gonna do that.
Yeah.
Next,
News is brought to you by, as always, our friends at Max Tire and Auto Repairs, and of course our friends down there, Sean and Rob. And Sean was telling me this afternoon, as a matter of fact, that you have a huge inventory of winter tires, and they have to go.
Yeah.
They have got to go. And, and I saw that they're up to the rafters. And the best deal in town, Max Tires, And if you haven't got your winter tires on yet,
Oh yeah, book your appointment.
book your appointment. You should really have them on by now.
Really? Yeah.
905-873-9255, Max Tires and Auto
And
Repair.
don't you forget it.
Yeah. Big story of the week is from earlier in the week, I guess. Halton Public Health looking into the COVID-19 outbreak in Georgetown over the weekend. And, of course, the big one was in Amica. The new outbreak declared in Amica, Georgetown on December the 4th, made public on the Saturday, comes, now listen to this, just 24 hours after an outbreak that lasted more than 6 weeks, of course, that we all went through. And so did the families, infecting over 20 patients and leaving 3 dead. It happened right after that was declared over, like hours after. They jumped right back in again.
So it really wasn't over. You can't declare it over a few hours. You got to wait a day or two, I think.
That's concerning for people.
It is. It's the elderly are the ones that are just going to be affected the most, and you know, it's great that they're bringing a vaccine out, and people want to see a vaccine, and they want to see this all go away, especially with Christmas around the corner. But I also think there's a little bit of a jump in the gun here, a little bit too much when you talk about, you know, they've been trying to cure AIDS, they've been trying to cure cancer, they've been trying to cure diabetes, they've been trying to cure so many things for years, decades. And to come out with a vaccine this quickly, I get a little worried about it. You know, side effects, you know.
Yeah.
Well, we don't know how it's going to affect people yet. And, you know, so we're up for a long road, people. This is still a ways away. And when you're dealing with this...
Well, it's the 3rd and 4th floors, apparently, where they're having their problems.
Wow.
And, of course, Amica is the retirement home on Maple Avenue.
The new one.
An outbreak has also been posted at Extendicare in Georgetown, and I believe it was I don't think it was a resident. It was an employee that works there.
Wow.
And that is and of course, other retirement homes across the region are being affected. Dr. Hamada Magani, Halton Region's Medical Officer of Health, stated in a December 4th update on holiday safety that social gatherings, either big or small, with people outside of your household, can put lives at risk. Okay, so asking residents to stay home, except for essential purposes, only have close contact with those inside your household, and keep physical distance from others. The old story, but we can't.
It's funny to see you. It's funny to hear it as the old story.
Like, it's, well, it is the old story.
I'm not trying to make fun or mock anything. It's just we're at that point now where you, like you say, you're comfortable just saying it as the old story, and jumping from that and dealing with all this pandemic stuff and being something that we're dealing with on a day-to-day basis. They're having a real heck of a time with mental health issues right now going on while this pandemic's going on. We're coming into Christmas, and it's making it challenging for a lot of younger.
The kids are not.
The younger kids are having a hard time. They're having a hard time, not just with the non-social aspect of it, but understanding what's going on. They've spent 10 years of their life or 8 years of their lives living without masks and all this weird stuff going on. All of a sudden, this stuff's going on, and they don't understand it. So it's a real challenge for them.
They're not even able to sit on Santa's lap and tell them what they want. I mean,
well, that's it.
They have phone things. They're doing a lot to accommodate that.
They are.
It's just not the same for a really young one that's just gotten to know who Santa is. It's very difficult.
My grandchildren are 7 and 9, and they're right at that age that they're really confused on why can't I go to school, Mom? And stuff like that. So. Health officials are showing that emergency room visits are up like crazy numbers right now, and the amount of Halton residents who have identified emergency food as need as well, calling the 211 number, the Ontario helpline, also went up shortly after the pandemic started back in March as well. So people also, again, we can't say enough about our food banks. We've got to donate to our food banks. And the Acton Food Share, the Georgetown Bread Basket, this time of the year, very key, along with our friends from Salvation Army.
Okay, and I'm going to read this. It's very important because you got to remember
Take the time to listen, people. This is a bit.
Sally Ann, they do so much good in every community across the world.
Understandable.
The Western world anyway. But as the holiday season is now in full swing, the Salvation Army is also adapting as it sets out its 2020 Christmas Kettle campaign.
Very different this year.
That's right. In this unprecedented season, the Salvation Army needed to find ways to continue the Christmas Kettle campaign with the safety of our volunteers and community in the forefront. Pivoting to online and digital has been part of the solution. So listen to this. Fill the kettle. Go to this address on the internet, fillthekettle.com. And what they're doing there is offering individuals, teams, and community organizations a way to become a virtual bell ringer to assist the Salvation Army.
That's a great idea.
Yeah,
Love it.
Georgetown reached its goal of $80,000 to support over 100 families. That's what they're looking to do.
Right.
And at Christmas time and throughout the year, you got to remember.
Well, yeah, it's not just Christmas. Salvation Army does this stuff all year long.
Now,
so.
if you're not an internet person like some people, I'm terrified. Like, as much as I do on social media, I run screaming away from stuff like this. So, listen, if you're not into the internet, they also have TipTap. Okay, it's a tip and go option at our kettle locations with our kettle partners in town, which are Walmart, the liquor store, the superstore, and the Georgetown Marketplace. So both liquor stores in Acton and Georgetown, Walmart in Georgetown, the superstore in Georgetown. And so it's just...
We actually have 3 liquor stores.
We do, don't we?
Georgetown South.
Georgetown South, of course. My apologies.
And they're busy places. So tap your card, donate a couple bucks to the Salvation Army. That's a great idea. I like that idea that they've done that.
And hats off to Karen Mears, who is the coordinator. And
thank you for contacting us, Karen. We appreciate it.
And she is our sponsor of the day on the news today with the Georgetown thrift store downtown.
Yeah, the Salvation Army is amazing.
And, Karen Mears, we'll keep talking about this until Christmas and keep reminding people, because without the kettles, they're having a hard time. And so just adjust yourself.
And you know what? You kind of miss some of that too. You used to walk into the mall and they'd have one out, jingling away. And, it's funny because when you brought this up to me the other day, that's kind of what popped into my head. Oh, yeah, right. I haven't seen the regular stuff, It's just them out front ringing the bell, and you drop a 5 in or toonie or whatever. And that was the one thing I did love about when they brought out the toonie, was it was always easy to donate.
Well, I think they're best known for their Christmas stuff, but I mean, even for us with Haydensbury Bicycling, being a not-for-profit, I mean, we didn't have any money other than to quickly get parts or things that we needed, and they donated a room to us to have meeting space once a month with the other board members in order to do that. So I mean, there's a variety of things that they do. That's not limited to a few things.
It's so much that they do, and how many families they help over this holiday season is just fantastic.
And light up the hills and all their hard work and the volunteers. You see the guys in the trucks out there hanging the lights. Sleet and snow and all
it was
weathers.
Terrible when they were out doing it too. That's right. It was a bad night. That's right.
Thank you so much from all of us in Halton Hills for really cheering us up when we drive around. And I go in there and I have a walk around every night just to experience it.
Yeah, I see so many people going in there. I'm so proud of everybody in Georgetown and Acton. There's lots of people. You go there at like 7 o'clock at night, and there's a bunch of people walking around checking it out. It's really
cool. I did the hot chocolate thing, by the way.
Oh, did you? Oh, cool. Good for you, buddy.
There's a lot of stuff being posted too. A lot of people that are going through.
Yeah.
There's a lot of them posting pictures and talking about it.
It's not my picture.
I know.
It's from. By the way, we'd like to say hello to Bonnie Kachesney and the coach of Georgetown, Don Finley.
Yes.
Over
Mr. Georgetown.
And one of our sister brother sites on Facebook. If you grew up in Georgetown, which is huge, and it's where the old timers hang out, and the old pictures and everything else. And the same with Acton. If you're growing up in Acton, same thing. That's where the core of the old timers hang out.
Yeah.
And you get to see all these wonderful pictures of school and the
stories.
60s and,
the stories too that go with it.
And that's where the picture came from. It came from, I can't remember the name of the guy, but I was informed by Bonnie of who took the picture, and I'm sorry for that, but the picture was breathtaking.
Absolutely gorgeous.
And I sent it out on my regular Facebook. You know, like we
Yeah.
all have regular Facebooks. Yes, I have one too. But I put it up there, and
He just never uses it.
I had friends from all over the world saying, "My God!" I said, "Wait till I show you another one." And hats off as well to Johnson Crest, who I think they're up and running. I'm not sure whether they are or not, but once they get going, look out. That's awesome over there.
Well, I've noticed, Stephen, and we talked a bit about this last week, is that I'm seeing more and more homes being decorated this year. I think because of the COVID thing, you know, it just brings some cheer and some joy to everybody. You drive around Georgetown and
feel
Acton
better.
now, it does.
You feel better.
I enjoy driving by and going, oh wow, look at, you know, it's
And if you drive along Argyle Avenue, put your blinders on, man, because that's Marcel's up on
Marcel's place.
It's
Yeah.
beautiful.
Marcel at the corner of Samuel and Argyle, and donations to the CAS, by the way. But you've got to check out this one. Number
Cash,
2 Samuel.
actually.
Cash.
Cash.
CAS.
Yeah.
Cash. Yeah.
Now, I do want to jump over to this one. We've got the Acton Food Share Challenge for the community that's going on this weekend. Santa will be at the Acton Food Share location, which again is in that Becker's Plaza. And he'll be there collecting food for the Acton Food Share, and he's going to be there Saturday from 9:30 till 10:30 a.m. and then Sunday from 1 till 2 p.m. And a great outing to take, especially grandma and grandpa, grab the grandkids and maybe take some non-perishable food down, get it down to the food share. And again, we can't express this enough. This is such a screwed up year for everybody. Just imagine how many more people are going to be lacking food, that are out of a job now, or not working, or having to move. Don't mean to throw that one at you.
Don't get me started.
There's so many great memes
I know,
on
right?
the internet about 2020. My favorite is what's coming up next in 2020. And over the horizon comes the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. And here he comes, you know what I mean? Coming across the horizon. He's the next, I used to hang out with him back in the old days. He used to stay away from campfires. He didn't like campfires.
Go figure.
Too much of a deja vu moment.
So get your... But 2020 has been one of the strangest, twisted years.
I think, and I've been using your line, actually, to be honest with you. Every time I talk to people, that if you could imagine saying to yourself even 5 years ago that you could smoke weed walking down the street while walking into a bank wearing a mask.
And not get pulled over by security
and not get shot.
Stop making me laugh, man.
Like, come on. You tell yourself that 5 years ago, you'd say, what are you smoking?
Really? Honestly,
You really would.
and it just helps the bank robbers because they blend in better.
They just can't tell them
And then
apart
when you're in
now.
the bank, you don't know, are you a bank robber or are you actually here to bank? Most of them are there to bank, I think. But what a strange year, though.
I know, so bizarre. Now, getting into some local news, we had a lot of people actually come to our site and stuff like that I saw, not a ton, but a lot, that were asking about what all the sirens were about. Last Sunday, a tire shop saw a portion of we saw some of Guelph Street closed because the tire shop caught fire, and the local department responded to Georgetown Tire at about 2 p.m.
Wow.
Last Sunday.
Everybody okay?
They had to actually break in. No injuries, no serious damage. But I drove by and took a look at it. It's got some extensive damage to it. So, but they had to break in. They took control of the blaze real quick. But yeah, lots of sirens going off that day, boy. I remember.
I'll tell you, those firefighters. They're superheroes on their own.
We're running out, and they're running in.
Yeah, they put themselves into.
Might have a little bit of a screw loose, but keep that screw loose because we need you guys.
Boy.
So thank you so much for that. And
superheroes of every town, my friend.
There's tons of them.
Yeah.
There's tons of superheroes in this town, and they go unrecognized a lot, and they probably always will.
So do the police. So do the police.
Yeah.
A lot of good
A lot of
cops
people
in this town.
gripe
I
about the
talk to
police.
them all the time.
Oh,
Most
God.
definitely.
And we're all in this together.
If they pull you over because you're speeding, they're doing their job.
Exactly. And getting back to COVID, and I hate to do it, but you know, when you read the news every day like I do, you notice that 90% of it is COVID related. And we've had a couple of problems with the Halton Catholic District School Board noting St. Catherine of Alexandria Catholic School in Georgetown South has its first coronavirus case this week. And Christ the King's had another one.
Again.
Well. Another one. Yeah. And so...
No surprise. And it's rats in a cage.
I'm surprised that the schools have done so well so far.
So the same here. I'm shocked to not see higher numbers. You're right.
I thought it would be a lot higher.
Yeah.
So,
no, you're right.
Whoever's doing the job is doing it. But you're going to have cases. And we knew this when we sent the kids back to school. There were going to be cases.
Everybody knew it, that's for sure.
Exactly.
And unfortunately, school here in town had something different off of COVID. It is not a pleasant story. I'm not happy to report this in any form or fashion, but it is something serious that needs to be reported. An incident of racism here in Halton Hills has prompted a donation by the municipality to Crime Stoppers of Halton, leading to the charge. Mayor Rick Bonnet, who directed that $2,000 be used to assist in the investigation of hate crimes, including the swastika at George Kennedy Public School. This is a public school.
I didn't even hear
You
about
didn't hear
that.
about this?
Are you
Oh,
kidding me?
yeah. This was, I think it was discovered Monday morning. From what I understand, I don't have full reports. Don't quote me on that. But Mayor Bonnet commented, to put it bluntly, I'm quite distressed that there have been multiple reported incidents of racism in Halton Hills.
That's awful. Absolutely awful.
Absolutely. This is not representative of what this community stands for, and I urge people to contact Crime Stoppers if you know anything. And if you do, there's a $2,000 reward sitting there for you if this person gets arrested, because this is absolutely
unacceptable.
It is 2020, people. Wake up. Come on. Really?
He almost, he was going to drop into one of his cartoon voices there.
That is going there.
He was going there.
But yeah, you know, the town's gotten behind this to find out who did this. This out of public school is just beyond.
I hope they actually
beyond
find
stupidity, really. Beyond stupidity.
Well, you know, I'm angry about it. I told you earlier that I was. And it's very
Unfortunately,
disturbing.
we have to report that stuff. But people need to know that if you know anything, and there is somebody in this town that knows something,
contact Crime Stoppers.
Contact Crime Stoppers at crimestoppers.ca. That simple.
Okay, that was the post I saw. I didn't get time to read about Crime Stoppers.
Yeah.
And I posted it, but I didn't have a chance. So, okay. So
Excuse
now I
me,
know.
I just fought it.
Did you?
Yes, I did.
Oh.
Glad I'm over here.
Oh,
Yeah.
we're in the bubble. We're in the bubble
Should I
right
turn
now.
the fan out?
Did you know how far a baseball will go if you throw it into a rotating fan?
I know how far a
I'm
cat will
speaking
go.
from experience. Oh, jeez, man! I'll tell you. Hey, man! Sometimes, what's going on, man?
Have you ever seen those memes with cats hanging off the mother?
All right.
Good Lord.
The old age homes, and I like to report on them every week because so many people in Halton Hills have family members there. So
Definitely.
health officials have flagged 3 more deaths linked to the illness. A couple of Oakville residents at Chartwell, Waterford, and Wyndham Manor, and long-term. 1 death in Burlington, and another in Allendale, in Milton, which is very close to home.
Yeah. And
So
again,
many,
a lot of
Halton
residents
Hills
from here in Allendale, right?
I've got a buddy of mine whose family member works there, and he's very, very, very concerned about her, and I don't blame him.
No.
I
No.
don't blame him.
I don't
I'm not
blame
going to name who it is, but you know who you are.
Yeah.
And you know, he said to me the other day, you know, every time she goes to work, I wonder, you know,
Question.
is it going to be today?
Yeah. Now, mind you, that being said, driving down the roads at this time of the year with all these lunatics on the road right now while we're in a pandemic is taking the risk of, you just don't know. You might not make it home, you might. Who knows? It's always a crapshoot when you're driving around, especially in the wintertime. and everybody that's on the road. So,
speaking about the police, as we were earlier, for the second year now, the Halton Regional Police Service will not be meeting its budget target, and again, it states that provincial downloads are the reason for that. The service's 2021 funding request, which was approved by the Halton Police Board back in October, is quoted at $168.8 million. And this shows an increase of $6.8 million or 4.2% when compared to the previous year's budget of $162 million. And the town of Halton Hills states a local tax increase as well.
That just came out the other day, right?
3.9%.
Not many happy about that.
No, I know.
That's a big jump.
Yeah. Huge.
3.9% expected to result in a final blended tax rate increase of 2.4% when combined with the forecasted tax changes that will be made at the Halton region and the school board level.
Where is everybody supposed to get the money?
Well, they're also talking about these increases with carbon tax. I don't know if you've heard much about that. Ford was on that, I think, earlier today. Yeah. And just what it's going to do as a whole.
The Prime Minister was talking about that too.
Yeah.
It's going to be devastating if they go. It's like 26%, or I didn't hear all of it, but it's crazy.
There's so many Canadians struggling right now, and it just doesn't make any economic sense. Everything that's going on, there's going to be such an economic mix-up in about 18 months. It's just going to bite us all right in the butt.
Here's the where we need the musicians or the drum roll for the big part of the show. We have vaccines coming out.
Oh,
okay. Now I'll just read this story, and then I'm going to ask the question. Managing the impacts of COVID-19 continues to dominate the public sector agenda. Now, back on Wednesday, mayors across Ontario participated in a call with Premier Ford, Deputy Premier and Minister of Health Christine Elliott, Solicitor General Jones, Minister Clark, and retired General Hillier. He's the guy that's going to be hanging up. Hillier.
Yeah.
Did I say it right?
Hillier.
Yeah. Mayor Bennett was among 442 participants in this, and he said, "I want this community to know that we are engaged in keeping apprised as to the development and delivery of the COVID-19 vaccine," he said. I was talking to my doctor. I went in for my doctor's appointment yesterday for my prescriptions.
Right.
And our little talk. I love my doc. I'm not going to say who he is. He's a great guy. But I asked him, I said, "So, the vaccine," and he has a big smile on his face. He says, "Yes." I said, "Where do we get it? Do I come here to get the vaccine?" He said, "No, and this is only off the cuff. I don't know if it's for real. Apparently, we will get them at the hospital. Then they're going to do some."
Okay.
That would if you think about it, that would just drive doctors' offices crazy, wouldn't it?
Oh God, yeah.
It's better to go.
Flood. Now they're going to flood the hospitals, but
it's better to go and stand outside Georgetown Hospital, like a herd of sheep, waiting to get inoculated.
No, they need to find, even in some cases, like say with the SARS, they were doing it at auditoriums. I don't know that a school's a good idea right now, but finding, somewhere with a hall or something, and literally doing it that way, removed from everything,
So, how long do we have to wait to see what side effects could come out of this, what complications could come out of this, what benefits could come out of this? I'm not going to go all negative. There could be some good positives that do come out of this, but
I'm surprised.
We just don't know what the heck is going to happen when you put this substance into your body.
I'm happy this is here to relieve COVID, get rid of this horrible thing. But there's some things you got to consider. I'm not saying I'm not going to have this shot, but
I'm certainly going to watch what goes on over the next couple of months. And if I start seeing somebody growing another nose on their face, and I know I'm not getting the shot.
There's already been some side effects in England, but they were minor ones.
And they were also elderly people as well.
What was it?
Well,
Bell's palsy.
Bell's palsy. That was the one that really kind of...
Bell's palsy, the one where you droop.
My mother had that. It's a nerve. It's a nerve.
Yeah, well, apparently
it can be quite debilitating, actually.
So that's what I mean. I'm going to wait and see what happens with... By the time they get to us, we'll know. you know, you're going to have, oh my God, this guy's got 3 heads over here.
He starts barking at you.
Strange things like lifelong Leaf fans turning into Hab fans.
Yes, there you go.
Oh,
There's
please.
a prime example.
Bada bing!
Zing, baby, zing.
Another fun show.
We always have so much fun doing this show. I gotta give you that. It does actually, even on a day where I've been bummed and I come do the show, I leave feeling much happier.
Oh yeah, we have fun.
We have fun.
Before and after.
And we
Pearl-
do
well.
it because we love the community. We really
Pearl
do.
gets her 10 cents worth in there
Pearl,
every
she's
show,
woken up.
so.
Shatter Peanut, Pearl the Parrot. Can you get her a cameo this week before we say goodbye? I don't know whether you can or
I
not.
don't know if I can just hang on here.
There you
We're
go.
just gonna go over here.
Yeah,
Are you gonna smile, Pearl?
there you go. There's our little sweetheart. She had her peanut. There's the
Or
mascot
2
of
or
the show.
3?
I think that's Pearl right there. Right on. Isn't she gorgeous? And by
She's
the
my
way, you don't
baby.
feed parrots chocolate. I found out firsthand.
Or guacamole.
Guacamole.
Avocado.
Well, let's go. It's what guacamole's made out
Avocado.
of.
Yeah. Avocado. Rhubarb. There's so many caffeine. There's so many things you gotta be careful
All
with.
right, so we're basically wrapping up the show right now. We want to thank you all for tuning in once again. We've been getting so many viewers. It is absolutely insane. Our news is brought to you by
Max Tires, and he's got a huge inventory that's got to go, folks. It's just got to go.
Do I look like
Remember
one of those
Casey
lady things?
Taktima? Oh yeah.
Do I look like one of those
Remember
ladies?
Casey Taktima, Ontario Chrysler? That's right, Earl. Unbelievable, tremendous.
And
They
that-
gotta go. The tires gotta go. Max
And
Tires,
once you
auto
get 'em-
repairs.
Once you get them changed over, they'll store them for you as well.
And
So.
they will, yes. And I saw the stack of tires they have there. Unbelievable. The lowest prices in town. Sean told me himself. 905-873-9255. Go!
And the show brought to you by our new good friends at Spinning Grill in Acton, 352 Queen Street, 519-853-2770. Order your takeout today. Nice new change in town, some Mediterranean food.
How about
And,
next week? What we're gonna be doing?
Oh,
Providing we
yes.
don't shut down.
Yeah, well.
As long as we don't shut down.
next week we are doing our Christmas special next week
Symposium.
at Symposium.
And
So,
hi to
and we're going to
Gavin.
be live.
Yes.
We're going to be live. I guess we're going to go on it. Well, we got to be on at 3.
Gotta be
He
on
said
it.
so. Yeah, we got to be on at 3. So we will be live on Facebook at 3 p.m. next Friday from Symposium. Gavin, the gang, be ready. We're coming by, and
Are you going to put us on live on Facebook?
I thought we were doing live.
Yeah. I
How
think
do
we
you
should.
do that, man?
I think we
I
should.
have no idea.
Don't worry about it. We got it covered.
Yeah.
You got it covered?
We got it covered.
It's all good.
It's not hard.
Shut
Trust
up,
me.
Pearl. Don't. You've already.
She's
you already
upset.
had
She's
your
not going
fun.
to be there. She's not happy.
We have a great-
she's
we have a
feeling
great
neglected.
I love Pearl.
Support your
Hey,
local
baby.
food banks. Thank you all for tuning in. We look forward to seeing you next week.
Can I say hi to some of the sponsors before we go?
Yeah.
Stack Pancake and Breakfast House inside the mall.
In the mall, where where the food court is.
Yes.
Right.
All the folks that do such a fine job at Cancer Assistance Service.
Sash, right on.
McMaster Meats.
Yeah,
right
Deb.
on. Yo-Yo's Japanese Restaurant. And the Salvation Army Thrift Store in downtown Georgetown. And in Acton, we'd like to thank Acton Optical and Rallisberger, Acton Pizza, and House of Workwear, Socks, and more.
And of course, John from JV Clothing for the hats.
I
I want
know.
to thank you for our broadcast.
And we're going to have
helmets.
hats. We're going to have, we'll tell you more about
Yeah,
that.
we are getting some shirts and hats and stuff done, and
Great Christmas gift.
they
don't you
will
think?
be available hopefully before Christmas.
We'll try.
We'll try. We'll definitely try. If not, it makes a nice Valentine gift for the ladies.
Oh, God,
There
you're
you go.
thinking way
Hey,
ahead.
All right.
Boxing Day. Hey.
I love
Big
it when
Daddy,
you do
Big Daddy
that.
Russ Horton, myself, Lee Lakin, Leah Lywood behind the camera. Thank you all for tuning in. Have yourself a fantastic weekend. Don't forget, Santa will be at the Acton Food Share, 9:30 to 10:30 Saturday, and 1 till 2, taking donations for food. Please donate to your Acton Food Share and your local food banks.
And goodbye from the Halton Hillbillies.
Bye, everybody. Have a good weekend. And don't forget to have your umbrellas handy.